So, right, so first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say that most apostle and elders agree most and a ruler teachers of personal truth. And we see salutations for the act most of the push you within our truth and sincerity day in and day out and constantly in season and season we say shalom. Once again, going into a video here, and this basically touching upon some news, giving an update on the news, right? Because once you're reading news right now, you'll see there's one main thing being talked about, which is war, right? Which is war. Now, before going to the article, I'd like to bring the scripture here. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and I'm going to read from verse 1. It said, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And the things that are written inside of here, they are faithful and true. These things are going to happen. Whether you like it or you don't like it, whether you believe or you didn't believe, these things are going to happen, right? And we've seen all the things, the prophecies that are mentioned to happen, we've seen it happening right now. And we've seen it going and happen. When you look up majority of the trending topics online, it's things about war, things about nation versus nations, it things about pestilence, diseases, right? Famine. These are the things you see mentioned majority of the times when you look up the news. Like this page, majority of the times I get my my news on this page because it's quick. Right, as something happened, it uploads at one time. This on a next page called Brick News, right? And for the past weeks, months, there's so much of things happening that you're seeing by the hours, by the minutes, you're seeing new stuff going up, right? And all these things that you're seeing going up, it goes back to prophecy. Like this article here, it states Europe drills its citizens for new Cold War. Right, the Nordics and the Baltics are leading the way by stockpiling grain, testing payment systems, and getting households to store emergency rations. Bloomberg, right? So as I say, it's stockpiling grain, testing payment systems, and getting households to store emergency rations, right? And we know when stuff like going into war and war take place, what goes on with the food, right? This people on this side of the world here, on this western side of the world, they don't have a care. They don't care at all. They believe they're going to continue. There are people in the Caribbean here preparing for Carnival next year. You understand? So they're not taking on what is going on right now around the world. They don't understand at any moment something can happen. Because literally Europe drills its citizens for new Cold War. The Lord talk about the wars and the rumors of the wars and so forth. All these things are prophecies. The things that we're seeing on a daily basis happening on the news is prophecy. Things that are going to happen. Right? Remember the scriptures talk about all these things be what? Just the beginning of sorrows. This is just the beginning. Right? Eventually you're gonna be in it. You're gonna be hearing it and then you're gonna be in it. And that is when they're in it, that is when now they're gonna want to listen. That is when they want to find God. That is when they want to know when to pray. That is when they want to seek him. Right? So as I say, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. It say, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that is what's going to happen. Only unfaithful going to die in their unfaithfulness, right? Some created for the sword, some for famine, right? It's because you can see, if there's this one article here, it goes into so much things. It said the stockpiling grain, which we know when certain catastrophes happen, certain things happen, there will be a famine. Countries are going to keep their products for themselves, right? And there are other countries that are dependent on these bigger countries, right? It said testing payment systems, and that is the next thing by itself. Testing payment system, there is something in between, and I'll come back. I'll do most likely I might do a part to do this, because this testing payment system, there's a next thing that's been spoken about consistently on a daily basis. New payment systems. We see Russia and these other places, they cut off the dollar, right? We've seen places on this side of the world here, they move into what? A cashless system, right? So you're seeing what is happening. That's how important it is to be occupied in prophecies. Because just this one headline here, stockpiling grain, famine, right? testing payment systems, the MOTB, and getting households store emergency rations. We don't know what's going to happen when shit pop off. There were people be running in other people's houses and so, because they would be the ones that would have what stuck up on food. You know that these people are like doomsday preppers, right? But there are other men that would know these guys were preparing for something and would run into the house. This is the kind of time that we're heading into, right? It's not going to be nice at all. So he said, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." That is what we're seeing. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. Where Europe literally drilling the citizens to prepare for a war. And not just prepare for a war, but prepare for the things that take place within a war, which is things like lack of food, death, no current, no electricity, no internet. Those are things that people dependent on a daily basis, right? They dependent on those things, especially this internet. You know, you could already imagine in your mind how these people go and activate when they have no internet. You're already seeing, right now, this is the reason why I had to use a screenshot to do this video, is because I'm going through some internet problem and there's no electricity right now. So I have to wait most likely later on to upload this video. But I believe it's this morning or late last night, the same page here put out an article stating of the telecoms disruptions, right? The cutting of the telecom lines, and these countries are blaming China for it. Right? We see tensions at the highest scale right now. Maybe not at the highest scale, but we see tensions very high. The scriptures talk about nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right? So you say, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Upon the world. Isn't that some people believe that they could leave one spot, right, and go to another spot and they would be safe. You know, they'll be safe from whatever it is. You know, that people believe that, you know, they go leave America, come to the Caribbean, and they will be safe, not knowing it. You know, just there's another plague waiting for you on that place, because whereas the sword, famine, death, and destruction, this death and destruction could happen. We know these ICBMs, these nukes, right? These bombs, right? But we also know that death could take place by what? Animals, by the wild beasts, you know, and many other things that are written to come upon this place, right? you know. Hey, we're not heading into no good time. You know, people already preparing for the Christmas, for the pagan festival, the Christmas, the New Year's, right? and the carnival, right? But they're not preparing for the things to come. Especially Jake. You know, the scriptures talk about it's high time to awake out of his slumber, for the time is at hand. Yeah, the time is at hand. Watch how much things you're seeing every single day. You're seeing something about World War III, something about war. Bombs, not nukes, but bombs being dropped. You know, other countries, Taiwan and China this morning, they activated this morning. You know, Taiwan sent out the jets, China sent out the balloons over China. So the response to China, Taiwan did was, you know, send out the ballistic jets or something along those lines. As I said, if the internet was working, I'd have been able to show, right? All those things taking place right now. You know, Jake online talking about 50-50s and this one and that one and this celebrity and this rap battle and all this other stuff. Whereas these other people in these countries, they're preparing for war. They going through drills to prepare them for war, for a cold war, for a war, right? They're stockpiling grain. So if something happened, they're not going to stockpile toilet paper like what you all did during the lockdown. They ran and stockpile toilet paper. Like, what are going to do? How are they going to help you? Right? These people testing payment systems because they know what it is they're going to bring. They know what it's going to bring. And things that you all going to take. You all going to take that. Because you all would want to, as the scripture said, to buy or sell. Right? You all would want to eat. You know, take that chip in your hand. You see, and getting households to store emergency rations, so you can see they're preparing for something, right? So the Lord say, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness and exceedingly proves to the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? So you could understand the things that are going to come upon this place. It's nothing nice. Right? This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 5. It says, for like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and what even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs and ending in effects and signs. And we're seeing those effects and signs right now of the end, right? Of the end. You know, I was watching a conversation with there's some casual people talking about the end of America, and there are signs showing of what went on with Rome and the fall of Rome, and they're showing you the signs today. You know, so people seeing it, people bearing witness to it, right? Of what it is taking place, the fall of that great kingdom, right? So we see in the so that's going back to the scripture. Say even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. So we see in the endings, the end, and through the effects and signs. So that is important. It is to be what? To be occupied in prophecy, right? And we are seeing the signs right now. We are seeing the signs. We are seeing the signs happening, you know, the uproars, the earthquakes, the pestilences, right? The wars, you know, the nation against the nation. We're seeing all those things right now, the Lord mentioned. But as the scripture say, for all these things must come to pass, right? But let's remember, this is just as the scripture also mentioned, for this is just the beginning of sorrows. This is just the beginning. There are far worse to come, far worse to come, far worse to happen. Because nothing big is happening right now, because you know people still living lavishly. But soon things gonna get critical. You know, Europe preparing drills. We see in other places in Europe preparing for war, preparing the citizens for energy crisis and so forth. Right? Right? So hey, we in that time. Alright, so with that we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We said on the person elders agreements on the rule or the teachers of person issue. And we see salutations so the Akim, so they push you with on truth and sincerity. Day in and day out on the country, in season and season we say Shalom.